Hi, I'm Amy Parsons, president of Colorado State University and host of the Next 150 podcast. We have so many remarkable people in our community, and this is where we're going to hear their stories. We're going to get their perspectives on CSU's next 150 years and gather their very best advice for today's CSU students. Let's get started, Rams. Hi, Rams. Amy Parsons here. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Next 150. And today it's my absolute honor and privilege to be here with one of CSU's all-time greats, an Olympian all-time great, Amy Van Dyken. Amy, thank you for being here. This is such a thrill for me to be with you.
I'm so excited. I've watched you forever, Miss Amy, on your podcast, so I'm excited to be a guest.
Watched me forever. So Amy and I just realized that we were at CSU at the same time,
right.
And I'd like to think that we hung out together a little bit, even though we don't remember. I think we probably did.
You know what? It's a CSU life if you don't remember who you hung out with.
That's exactly right. We had fun.
We
had fun.
It was a great time.
You were out there breaking records, breaking American records, and I'm just like working in the student center. But I still think that we probably hung out at some
totally
parties
did
at the same time.
Absolutely.
So I've been following your journey from
you.
the very beginning from CSU, and no one has a journey like yours. It's just been so inspiring to watch all the different segments of your life and the way that you continue to lead today in so many different ways. You know, everyone knows you're a 6-time Olympian and, you know, one of the most dominant swimmers. But now we really get to hear your voice and your advocacy for what you're doing today for disability access and pain management and adaptive sports. So I just can't wait to get into it with you today. Yay. You are back here on campus at CSU because you're being inducted into the inaugural class of the Ring of Honor for Athletics. We'll see you honored at the basketball game and with the swim team. So first, congratulations.
Thank you.
On that. All of Ram Nation is thrilled to see it and thrilled to have you back on campus.
Thank you. It's so good. It's so good to be back here.
What does it feel like to be back on campus?
I feel like I'm going to go to a Sigma Chi party tonight. Like
you could, Amy, if you want, I'll go.
Also, cake stand, let's go.
Yeah.
Come on. But it's so good. I have a friend here, my friend Lisa, my bestie from Arizona, and I kept showing her. I was like, that's where I lived. That's where I went to school. That's where I swam. So it's been so much fun to like relive it and to show her like a part of my childhood, I guess, or my young adulthood.
Yeah.
Like I kept saying, this is where I grew up.
Right.
So to be back here is so cool. So thank you for this. It's crazy to think that this is even happening. When I got the call, I was like, Are you awesome. Crazy? But I'm so honored. So thank you. Because you know this school means everything to me. So I'm appreciative.
Well, you mean everything to Ram Nation. We're so proud of you. And I hope that you also drove on Amy Van Dyken Way. You know, we have a street named after you on campus.
I do know this.
Hopefully you go and drive on that street a little bit.
I mean, I did, but I don't want to complain. Amy, I don't want to complain, but here we are. It's the shortest and the slowest road on campus. I don't want to talk about
Slow
it.
Is good. Slow
Not in my
way. Enjoy the ride.
But I'm a sprinter. We need to go at least 70 through campus.
True.
We'll be fine. But also, it is so cool.
I hear you.
Like when I pull up the Google Maps, I'm like, oh my God, that's my
amazing,
name.
Right?
It's unreal. Like what you guys have done for me is so cool. So thank you.
So well deserved. And we're so happy to have you back on campus and to be able to honor you in this way.
Thank you.
And also congratulations on being on the cover of People magazine
just
in December, along with your dog, Dylan. Right?
Yeah.
And we've got a picture of it here. Yeah. And I was just so excited when I saw that. Let's just start there and talk about what that experience was like for you to do this story for People magazine and to be able to tell your story today on that platform.
It was amazing. When I got the call, it was first about being an asthmatic because I'm a severe asthmatic since 18 months old, had to deal with it at Moby, all of it. So that's what the original thing was about. But then as we started talking, it became more into advocacy for people with disabilities and things. So I became very proud of it. You know, talking about asthma, you know, it is important, but at the same time, my life has made such a 180. And I feel it's really important to talk about that because I do have a voice. And a lot of the people in the disability community do not have a voice. And so I want to give that voice to them and be able to show people who don't know, like I do my teachable moments, like things you might not know. Paralyzed people can also break their foot and get a cute little ram green cast, right? I just didn't know for 2 weeks, but it's fine. Like, but I want people to know the ins and outs. So I became very proud of that. And then to be able to have Dylan, of course, named after the town in the mountains, our favorite town.
Oh, nice.
Spelled the right way with an I. To be able to have him on the cover with me was so cool. But he is such a diva. Like, he is now being like, I do not want that kibble. Like,
he knows he's famous.
He does. And he's like, hello, everybody. I'm Dylan Ruin. It's fine.
That's amazing. Well, he is very cute. cute and very photogenic.
Oh, yeah, he feels so.
On the cover of People.
He does look cute with those little white teeth, right? God love him.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
He does. I mean, you talk about your time at CSU and how transformative that was, but it almost didn't happen.
Right.
You almost didn't come to CSU. And you mentioned that a little bit in the magazine. So talk about that a little bit, just the circumstances around how you became a Ram in the first place.
Yeah, so I was recruited out of high school by John Matos and had a chance to go to the University of Arizona. And as a Colorado native, I was like, oh, somewhere where it doesn't snow, I'm going to go there. Well, I found out at 19, I had surgeries and I couldn't have kids. That was really hard. And then during Christmas training, I got mono, so I couldn't go back for that. And that's a big part of swimming is those 4 weeks where we do triples and we're never dry. And I wasn't there. And I just remember, thinking like, this is not the path for me. I don't want to swim anymore. Arizona doesn't have my major because I wanted to teach.
Don't want to swim anymore?
I didn't want to swim anymore. No, I was done. I had hung up my Speedo, like we were over it. And they didn't have my major because I wanted to teach high school biology to deaf students. And so I transferred to Colorado State, no intention of swimming, run into John Matos at orientation. And he's like, Amy, I didn't know you were on my swim team. And I'm like, because I'm not. And he goes, how about this? And immediately he said it, Amy. It was so brilliant. He goes, I'll tell you what. You swim for me for 1 semester. And if you like it, you keep going. But if you don't, you can quit and I'll pay for the rest of your school year.
Wow.
I didn't take a math mod, so I'm not really that smart. So I was like, I get that math. And
we'll
I was
talk
like,
about math mods later.
Oh, math mods. I hope you got rid of those. But also,
we did.
Okay, good. Those were awful. But yeah, so I went and I swam for him my first swim meet. I was leading the NCAA in all my events, even my worst event. And I remember at the semester, he said to me, how do you feel? We're going to check in. And I was like, I am leading the NCAA. I am not quitting. And that year, I broke my first American record ever, went to my first World Championships, and it just progressed.
Incredible.
So if I didn't come back here to CSU, I would be teaching somewhere, probably in Castle Rock, to a deaf and blind school, probably loving life, but it would be very different.
Very, very different.
Very different.
What are some lessons when you think back about his coaching, right? From that first conversation to how he sort of opened that new front for you and really unlocked that incredible potential that you had? What lessons are in there for maybe today's coaches and working with today's athletes?
I'm going to cry. So he told my husband, he said, when Amy came to campus, I had to rechange how I coach people. He was like, I completely made the sprint group totally different because she was so overtrained. I had to rest her. Oh, wow. So I was resting the whole year, which a lot of people don't know, which is unreal for swimmers. And I just kept getting faster and faster. Wow. The thing that I think if you could take away from John Matos is just his humility. He is so humble. He treated each of us like we were all full ride scholarship people, even though we had walk-ons who were still treated like I was. And I just thought that was so brilliant and just such a way to bring a team together and such unity. And it didn't make me feel like I was standing out. It made me feel like I was a part of the team. And that was just so special. This is a man that when I get called to do anything that's a big deal that's going to make my life change, I call him first before anybody. And we talk about it. And he talks me through it. Just the way he did when I was swimming. All right, Ames, let's take a step back. What's going to happen if you do this? What's going to happen if you don't do this? And that's how I get through life. And I just think that having that, that synergy with your athletes is so important. And I do think, again, my husband played football. It is kind of rare. And I do think that John Matos is a special coach. When he retired, I feel like everyone kind of lost out a little bit. I mean, now we have Woody, which he's a spinoff of John, which is so perfect. But John is really that man that I look to in my life more than I look to anybody aside from my husband.
When in that journey did he or did you start thinking like, we can go out and win Olympic gold medals? This is what we can do.
I think it was after the college season. We had, I had gotten swimmer of the year. He got coach of the year. I had broken American records, and I had a chance. I qualified for world championships. And I looked at him and I went, "This is a big deal." And he goes, "Amy, this is not as big of a deal as your life will be." He said, "Just focus on what you're doing. Swim in your own lane lines, because that's hard. You want to look at everybody else and be like, she's got world records and da-da-da. Swim in your own lane lines." And that's what I did until the day I retired. And it ended up being so great. I never paid attention to a name or a person. And I think that's just really important. That's something I took away. And I still, in my life, swim in my own lane line.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't look outside. I just do my own jam, man.
No one's in your lane. Like, you have your own lane.
I'll spit at them, Amy.
It's amazing.
I don't want to talk about it. I'll spit at them. It's fine.
I mean, so you go on to Atlanta. You win the gold medals more than any other American woman in history. Win 2 more after that. Just dominate the sport. When you look back now at that time in your life in the Olympics and winning the gold medals, how does it make you feel? What do you think about it now in hindsight when you think about that period in your life?
I just think of like hard training, early mornings, late nights, all of that. But really what sticks in my mind is like the teammates that I had and the fun that we had in the warm-up pool, the warm-down pool. Mm-hmm. Michael Phelps was 15. I was getting ready to retire. I had just come off this great Olympics, so people were looking to me who were rookies. I remember I'm in the shower, which was a public shower, so I had my swimsuit on. Amy, do I need to put my swimsuit on? Amy, do I need to warm up? So I would like to say you're welcome, America, because without Amy, you would have a naked, unwarmed up Michael Phelps. But those are
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, also, you're welcome. But yeah, those are the things I remember, right? Like is mentoring those younger kids who ended up becoming great athletes. And it's just really fun to watch. And I still look at him like he's 15.
Yeah.
I still look at what I've done, and I don't believe that I did it because it's so cool. But I still have those six pieces of metal sitting there. And it's kind of cool to be able to show it up, especially when you don't get a good reservation. And they're like, I'm sorry, we're booked up. And then you show up and you're like, I'm sorry, table for 9. They're like, in the back, ma'am, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
See, your own lane. No one else can play that card.
No one else will
That's
swim in my lane. But it's just, so when you talk about all these things that I've done and like things that I've done on campus and things, it honestly doesn't feel like it was me. Like, I know I did those things. I'm not really that dumb.
Yeah.
But it also is just, I was doing what I loved. I was with my teammates. I just kept progressing, and the progression just led me to where it was. Yeah. But again, it's 6 pieces of metal, and if that changes me in a way that is so 180 from what I was, then I wasn't really who I thought I was. So that was kind of an introspective moment, too, when that all happened, and I'm like, who am I now?
Yeah.
And I just remember John being like, you're Amy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who you are and that's who you be. And I'm like, listen, I am a lot. I am very ADHD, unmedicated. And you know what? I'm loud and I'm a little bit outspoken. But you know what? Like, if you can handle me, we're going to have a great time.
Well, it's also what made you so great as a broadcaster and on TV and talking about the sport, right? I mean, your expertise and your experience, but just your personality and what you bring to it and being your authentic self. And I've been thinking about the Olympics and the Olympics are coming up again. And having been in it, covered it, being in broadcasting, to me, the Olympics are kind of a force for good in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? At a time that we really need it to be able to rally behind our heroes and our athletes and bringing people together. So what do you think about the Olympics today and sort of the role that it plays in the world? I know that's a big question, but I really feel like Olympians and the Olympics are a force for good.
I kind of feel like you do, right? We can have all this catastrophe in the world, but for 2 weeks, every 2 years, the only thing a lot of Americans and people in the world are focused on are those athletes. And you get to know them in a way that's so personal. I just think it's wonderful. It kind of lets us shut our brains off for a couple of weeks and watch these athletes. And you have to remember when you're watching them, they didn't start last year. Like, they've been working since they're 5, 6 years old to be where they're at. And it's just all of a sudden, that's the culmination of work. I just think it's so beautiful. And again, when we need a time to just kind of shut it off, it's so beautiful. And I agree with that. One of the best things that ever happened to me in the Olympics had nothing to do with swimming. It was after a race. The deck was completely clean. It was me and Francesca Van Almsick from Germany. And she gave me a huge hug. And there was no one else around, and it was on the cover of USA Today. And that picture, I think, sums up my Olympic years and everyone's Olympic years. It's not about the races. It's not about the hardware that you bring home. It's about those memories and those friendships. I can call up a friend from Finland right now and like be on a plane tomorrow and be able to stay at their house. It's just really a cool thing. And I just, everybody who gets into it, please get into it and back those athletes because everyone has a great story. You know, you hear some of the great stories, but you don't hear all of them. But every story is awesome.
Every story is awesome.
Yeah.
And it binds people together across age, ideology, all of these things because we're cheering on and being inspired by these athletes. And I don't know that there's anything else out there that can really do that.
I don't think so either. And I'll tell you what, our fans with the U.S., we are crazy.
Yeah.
And we support our team like no other. So I'm really proud every 2 years to watch how America gets behind our athletes.
So you tune in, you're in there,
Girl,
you're cheering everybody on. Yeah.
I am. I mean, my husband played football, but also he was a great skier back in the day. He had done some stuff with Warren Miller, but then he had to take his SATs, whatever. I'm like, really? But he was a great skier, and he always wanted to do the Olympics. So that's one of his dreams is to watch downhill. So he may get that dream one day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's cool. So we both watch both winter and summer, and I just think it's so cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, both of you are a great example of careers after you retire from sports. So I am curious about, what advice you would have for students who are wondering, like, what's next for me after I retire from my sport? How do I take those skills and that discipline and that passion and translate it into my own voice and my own career?
And listen, that's what you have to do. That's all you have to do is be yourself. Listen, you're going to be told no more times than you'll be told yes. It's going to build character. But at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want to be a high character person going into an occupation. And again, I can say to all of the students, you have the background coming here from Colorado State. You truly do. And the only thing go Rams, I'm proud to be. But I just think they don't realize that. And they get out in the real world and they just are told no once or twice. And they're like, I'm going to cower. Don't do that. Like, remember who you are, remember what you want, and you will get that at the end of the day. They had that book, The Secret, right? I never dreamt of a red bicycle, but, I dreamt of covering the Olympics, and here we are. So if you dream it, you can believe it, and you have to have that knowledge within yourself that you've prepared yourself as well as you can. Go out there, be who you are, and just kick some booty. And we're all going to be so proud of you because Ram Nation, as big as the school is, we're a small community.
It's true. Small and passionate community. Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, let's, when I think about the journey that you've been on since your accident, the ATV accident in 2014, you obviously that was something you never could have foreseen or predicted. But you're coming into that moment in your life already with so much knowledge of who you are and perseverance and determination. And I know that accident sent your life in a direction that you could never have anticipated. Yeah. Talk to us about that arc in your journey from the accident to the voice that you have today.
It's very different than what I had before. I was the only female voice on Fox Sports Radio. So again, when people tell you no, it's a nasty lady, just ignore it. And I did. And we were on a sports talk show. We were on Sirius XM. We were in so many markets. We were top 10 in a lot of those. But I didn't really have a lot of passion. I love sports. But when I got injured, I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. This is what I was made for. And this is why I'm here. Wow. This is why I survived this accident, because I am not done yet. And so I took everything that I had learned from school, friends, perseverance, being knocked down several times. And I just said, this is what we're going to do. When I got the first phone call from Pac-12 Network, when I was in ICU, saying, we're going to hold your spot for you. And when you're ready, you come back. I was like, are you kidding me? How are they going to build a set for me in a wheelchair? You know what? They did it. They do it in the Olympics. If you want it bad enough, everyone will make sure that you're okay. It has been the most amazing experience to be able to come out, to commentate for the Olympics, and then to be like, hey, by the way, let's talk about handicap parking. And it's like a juxtaposition, if you will, but it's something that I've really fallen into. I love it so much. And you know what? I don't care if people like me. I mean, I've lost in the last 2 weeks, like 3,000 Instagram followers. I know the kids are like, but also, you just have to look at it and go, those are people that weren't supposed to be there anyway.
That's right.
Yeah. And so that's how you have to think. And when you leave school, you just have to know that you are the brightest, you are the best. And that's what I believed. And I'm turning it into something different. I'm turning it into advocacy for people with all sorts of disabilities, because people don't know what it's like to wake up in the morning, to be in so much pain 24/7, look at your wheelchair and go, that is my life. And I have to get up and I have to do it again. It's really hard. I went from being at the top of the world to being, I'm 6 feet tall. I always wore 5 to 6 inch stiletto heels, skinny jeans. They'd be out. And I'd walk into a room and I'd get a reaction. Well, now I go into a room and I get a reaction, but it's very different than the one I used to get. But I just, in my head, say, oh, no, it's the same reaction. All those men think I'm hot. I got 26-inch rims on my butt. What's hotter than that? Don't talk about a BBL over here. But, you have to kind of do that to yourself and, like, make those changes in your mind. And that's what I did. And I had to do it very quickly. And I did it. And I'm very proud of the work that I'm doing now.
Yeah. Well, we're very proud of you. I mean, you're such a hero to so many people. And the way that you are authentic with your voice. And what do you most think that people maybe don't understand about your situation or spinal cord injury or being in a wheelchair? What do you wish people knew that maybe they don't know?
I am told to live in a world and be happy about it and be grateful for the ADA law, which was implemented in 1991, has not been changed since 1991. And I'm supposed to live in this world that's not made for me, but I'm supposed to be happy about it, right? And so that's something that is really hard to deal with. Hard to deal with. I got told one time by a guy, you should have told me you were looking for a handicap spot and I would have gotten out of it. I'm like, that's not my responsibility, right? So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I just use my voice in a way. Listen, I'm a lot. And I get that. And I know a lot of people can't hang out with me, so I'm grateful for my friends that are still here. But, I do use that. And it is one of those things that is kind of eye-catching when people turn on the Instagram. If you want to follow me, at Amy Van Dyken, I've lost 3,000 followers. It's fine.
I follow you.
I know you do. I follow you. Fangirl. I'm fangirling. But yeah, so I just, it's so interesting, like, to look at how things work in the world. And, like, I just feel very, very passionate about how I'm doing things because I'm in a world that's not made for me at all. Every place has stairs, especially here in Colorado. Every house has stairs. And you know what? I'm supposed to be happy about it. And a lot of days I am, but there's a lot of days where I have bad days. So if you ask me what people don't know about me that they maybe should, I have a lot of bad days where I sit in my car and cry by myself. But we all do. Who doesn't? Someone had a bad grade on an exam. They are probably in their car crying as well. It's for different reasons, but we're all doing the same thing. We're all just trying to get along in the world. So I'm trying to tell people, just treat everyone as a human being. No one is bigger than or less than. We are all equal. We all put our pants on the same way. Except for me, I'm in a wheelchair. It gets a little awkward. But we all do, and we're all human beings. So treat everyone like that. And that's one thing that I want to put out there and that people need to know about me is I really don't look at you've done this and you've done that, and I'm going to hang out with you. I look at you and I go, you know what? Like, you're a flippin' cool person, man, and I'm going to hang out with you. Yeah. I think that's what we need to do in life.
Well, it seems to me, too, that you're still an athlete, right? Oh, yeah. And that maybe people don't know that you are an athlete today, right? I mean, you're water skiing. Yeah. You're doing all of these things. Yeah. So what does it mean to you today to be an athlete?
It's crazy. So I still do CrossFit. I competed in the CrossFit Wheelchair Games as the second fittest seated female athlete on the planet.
Oh my gosh.
So it's
incredible.
Here, you'll love this. So the girl that gets third, I look over at her and I go, hey, Sydney, you know what's really sad about this? And she goes, what? And I go, I'm old enough to be your mom and I just kicked your ass. But, like, you know what? It's ingrained in me. And, like, I feel like when I went to school here, that's how it was, too, right? Yeah. I'd take a test, and I wanted to be the best at the test. I wanted to be that top of the bell curve. So it's just something in me. And even my friend Lisa, who's here with us this weekend, she's like, you guys are still so competitive. Like, yes, we are. Get the best parking spot.
It's in you. It's
totally in me. Yeah, I will never lose it.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing to see how far adaptive sports have come. Yeah. Right? And what you're able to do with new technology and to be out there. So I just find that so inspiring that you're going to be an athlete, you're going to be competitive, you're going to do this no matter what.
Exactly. It's just in your blood, you know? And, like, could I talk about para swimming? Absolutely. Did I do it? No. So that's why I talk about able-bodied swimming. A lot of people had a problem with that. Like, how would she... Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I don't know how I would know about swimming. No We're fine. Everyone move on. Yeah. But again, behind a microphone, nobody really knows that I'm in a wheelchair. Right. So it's pretty cool. In my car, no one knows.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward to right now? Like, what's happening with Amy Van Dyken right now? What's on the horizon for you?
I'm so excited. As we're sitting here on your podcast, Miss Amy, Miss Presidente. Actually, me and my friend who's here came from Arizona with me to be here for this event. We're starting our own podcast.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Are you really?
Be called The Power of One. Look for it. Anyway.
I love it. That's so exciting.
We're getting ready to start that. I'm still doing my swimming commentary, still going out and speaking to large groups about don't ever give up. People look at Olympians and they think it's so easy, but people don't understand. My first Olympics, after my first race, they told me to go home. They said, it's not your time. You're not good enough. You go home. And I said, okay, I have a race tomorrow. I'm going to go to sleep now. And if I screw up again, then we'll talk. I ended up making history. Yeah. So don't let anyone tell you no or that you can't do something. But it's still ingrained in me. I still never let anyone tell me no. Yeah. Even the police officer that pulls me over, you're speeding too fast. No.
I can see that.
I'm a little sassy.
I'm so excited for your podcast.
Thank you.
Yes.
We have to have you on.
Congratulations on that.
Thank
I would
you.
love to be.
Cannot wait.
That is amazing.
It'll be so cool.
We're all tuning in and seeing. So we're going to have to start wrapping up.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
I love
could
it.
talk to you all day.
We have time, Ames.
Your journey is amazing. At CSU, obviously, we're invested in our students and in student success. Oh, yeah. There's so much that our students can learn from you and your journey and all of the different iterations of your journey. If you have any advice for today's students just starting their little CSU journeys here at CSU, what would you tell them?
Have fun, enjoy every moment, go to class, study for your tests, but just enjoy this beautiful campus. We have things here on this campus that other schools don't have. Yeah. Enjoy it. Understand that you are special, and understand that you're now a part of a fraternity, that you get to have me and El Presidente doing keg stands at your fraternity party.
Rams.
There we go. I love it. But yeah, just enjoy the ride. I feel like a lot of times we don't enjoy it. We're so focused on our grades. Enjoy your people, because these are your friends you're going to have forever.
That's right. Well, that's great advice. Congratulations again on being inducted into the Ring of Honor.
Thank you.
You're just one of the greatest of all time, Rams, and we're so proud of you.
I'm proud of you. To be a female president of a big university, that's a big deal, Miss Amy.
Thank you.
I am so proud of you. When I saw that come down, I was like, and let's go. And her name is perfect. I can just change the last name on the nameplate and no one will know.
That's right. We're fueled by Ram Pride.
We are, yeah. But I just wanted to let you know, because you've been saying a lot about me, but I am very proud of you. I just want you to know. I know that this is a big deal. I know it's not easy, and you are absolutely killing it. So I want to say thank you so much.
Oh,
I don't think you get to hear that from students enough, but I know they all appreciate it. And what you've done for this football program, stop. Don't be started. Also, my husband played for CU, so let's go, Rams.
I know. Let's go, Rams.
So thank you for having me, and thank you for having me back. I just am so honored. This is such a great thing to be back on campus. I feel like a student again, although I will not be in the econ building. That's fine. I don't talk about
little trauma.
That's right. I know.
We don't need to go back to some corners of campus.
Little PTSD. It's fine. But yeah, so thank you for having me back, and thank you for being who you are.
Absolutely.
And having the charge and the determination and the view and the vision that you have for this school, because it's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amy, that's going to fuel me for a good long time hearing that from you. That really means a lot. Amy Van Dyken, everybody. Proud of me. It's amazing.
I am.
Thank you for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it.
Go Rams. Thank you for listening. I'm Amy Parsons, president of Colorado State University, and you're listening to CSU's The Next 150, where we explore what comes next for CSU by chatting with change makers who are already leading the charge and shaping our next 150 years. I'm gathering their very best advice for today's CSU students. Stay tuned to wherever you get podcasts for our next outstanding conversation. Go Rams!